Hello, everybody. It is Dee and Renee, and so happy to be here after the holidays. It was a great holiday for us. I know that Dee was not celebrating the holiday, lucky her, but we got to have a bunch of family and fun and enjoyable good time. So we hope all of you had a great, fabulous Thanksgiving. Dee, tell us what you did over the Thanksgiving holiday.
Well, I was sick for a week and I never get sick. So that was a little bit of a bummer. And then, you know what? Life just goes on regular for me. So my youngest is a ringette player. For you that are familiar with that, she's also a volleyball player and a club volleyball player and a baseball player. So I never have a shortage of things to do or places to go. And in all that, I was packing up some new cookbooks and shipping them across North America. So that was really exciting for me. And then, you know what? Then I do my real job, coaching. And so you know what? My days fly by. They really do.
I love it. I see your big, beautiful Christmas tree back there behind you.
Thank you.
That looks awesome. And your are those Christmas earrings too?
Oh, they are.
Oh, lucky you. Okay, everybody, we are going to be doing holiday baking. And before we get started, we had a lot of people and a lot of interest in Dee's holiday PDF. So I attached it to this show. And all you have to do is type in the word holiday and you will get Dee's holiday recipes. So it includes not only the main dish, but some appetizers and side dishes and I think even some eggnog, right?
Very delicious.
Yeah, we had a lot of downloads on that. So we have a couple of people on here. Tammy says your tree looks beautiful.
Thank you, Tammy.
Joelle says, she says holiday, but she also says hello, ladies. So nice to see you guys. If you were on here live, give us a hashtag live hi to Wendy. Yes, holiday baking. So exciting. And you know, the cool thing is, you guys can go back and you can look at last year's holiday baking show and there's a whole bunch of more recipes there. So cool things to know. All you have to do is, yeah. And,
Wendy,
yes.
Wendy, do you recognize these? Do you recognize them from your Simply Fashion boutique lady that you have everybody addicted to?
Okay, wow. Who knew? Yeah, so all you have to do is type in the word holiday, and to get this week's recipes, all you have to do is, if you are already our newsletter fan, then you're automatically going to get these next Monday. But if you don't get our newsletter on a regular basis, all you have to do is type in the word newsletter and you are going to get these amazing recipes. So Dee has gone outside herself. We have this fabulous strudel. This is chayote. Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So it looks delicious. And so tell us about this, Dee.
So I had done a version of this previously, and I was pleased with how it turned out. However, it was lacking a little bit of flavor. And so I knew that I could improve on this recipe. And so I did. And it is pretty enough for a Christmas platter. It would be suitable for breakfast, but decadent enough for a dessert. And so phase 1 through 4, phase 1, 2, and 3, or any low carb keto program, this would be suitable. Your pastry is simply the gluten-free vanilla drink mix. So that is another wonderful feature that you get 15 grams of protein and it's certified gluten-free. So I know we're always getting lots of requests for gluten-free recipes. So very simple to make the crust. You roll it out between two pieces of parchment paper. You make your filling in a saute pan, and it is simply cloves, nutmeg, cinnamon, and water to break down your chayote a bit, and the maple syrup. And so I'm always going to recommend that you actually use the Walden Farms maple syrup in the US as a quarter cup as a serving. And in Canada, you can use either the Walden Farms or the Ideal Protein one, as both are quarter cup servings. But there are some nutritional differences between the US and Canada, we're learning due to food laws. So we just want to make you aware. Sometimes when you're reading recipes, and sometimes amounts look like a lot, so we'll just help you out there with some product choice.
Yeah, this looks delicious. And yeah, we do have a lot of requests for gluten-free. I know in my clinic, we have a lot of people that choose the gluten-free products, which is nice to have. Now, these look delicious and chocolatey. And tell us about these, Dee.
So it is a chocolate caramel nut cookie. So it is your chocolate drink mix with the melted caramel nut bar infused throughout. So you actually melt that bar down and you swirl it through your batter and bake it. And you actually underbake them for a really ooey gooey good decadent cookie. So if you are a chocolate lover and a caramel nut bar lover, this one is for you. So especially too, this time of the year, many of you are going strong, you're staying true to your goals, and you might feel that you would like to indulge in a dessert or a little treat if you're at a gathering, and this is a perfectly decadent one.
So I had a question about this. So now, do you melt down the caramel nut bar, or how does that work?
Yep, prior to, I actually defrost it, or you could do it like I defrost mine in the microwave for a quick melt, but you can gently melt it over a double boiler. And you don't add anything to it. We're not looking to break it down. And you mix it really well once it starts to melt, and it just turns into a beautiful, smooth icing paste. And so if you've ever folded real chocolate or real cream cheese into a cookie batter, it will mimic that, and it just adds such texture and flavor bursts to your base cookie. Alternately, and I'm going to put it in the instructions in the recipe, you could just make little chocolate discs and then dollop that melted caramel nut bar on top of it as well, and just bake for a few minutes to set it if you didn't want to spread it all through. So we've got options. We've got options for ooey gooey goodness for sure.
Now, what is the serving size? Is a serving all of these, 7 of them?
Actually, it made 8.
Oh, wow. You ate one?
I did. I totally, that one right there.
Wow. All right. So that looks pretty darn good, you guys. Now, this is, I believe, the chocolatey caramel square, right?
Chocolatey coconut.
Oh, coconut.
Square. So you all know, I've kind of been preaching it as we've been in this holiday season, that I'm a huge fan of our restricted bars as icing. But a really neat thing is jicama, grated fine and dried out a little bit, makes an excellent faux coconut. And there are a lot of sugar-free sweeteners on the market that are coconut flavored as well. So I infuse the dried jicama with some coconut sweetener and then put it in the batter of my base bar there, and it is fantastic. And then the icing is the chocolatey coconut bar, of course. So one of our in our clinic, it is one of our most popular items, a staple for many, and as it is so truly decadent. And so I really love to feature that one in anything where we can add jicama and the coconut flavoring. So this is a really, really simple recipe. I use the apple oatmeal. It lends such beautiful texture with the grated jicama. little bit of egg. You're making a base cookie bar, and then simply, again, melting down that bar with a little bit of coconut sweetener, spreading on top. You get this recipe made where's my tape measure? You literally get a 4x6 piece of cake for one serving. So it is just one unrestricted oatmeal and one coconut, chocolatey coconut bar. And so there was actually 9 huge pieces of square. I guess I cut some off in the picture there. And so you could munch on that all throughout the day and only use one unrestricted and your restricted packet. So a really great.
That's amazing. Wow. And it sounds delicious. So simple things to get those holiday treats in. And, you know, I think that that's definitely something that we all love. If you guys love a holiday treat, give me a heart emoji and a thumbs up. How about that? Okay. So the next thing, and I know that this was a cookie last year, right? The gingerbread.
Yes. So it's an adaptation on the gingerbread cookie. So we use those same base ingredients. We added a little bit more ingredients, and I used grated jicama in this as well, but you could also use chayote or zucchini and made a beautiful gingerbread cake. So you add more spice, of course, because we're bulking it up a little bit, but it is an amazing, you can make it as a cake, you can make it as a muffin, you can make it as a loaf. If you are in maintenance or phase 4 or doing true keto, you could slather that beautiful cake in butter. It is, or whatever you like. I don't feel like it needs any sweetener, as the gingerbread taste comes through so wonderful. It's just great on its own. So fantastic with a cup of tea or coffee. And yeah, it's another one of those. What I like about recipes like this is that they are simple enough to have for breakfast, but decadent enough to have as a dessert.
Oh, totally. This would be a great toasted. I could see, like, you know, I don't do this anymore, but I used to love banana bread or zucchini bread and toast it in the morning with some butter on top. So I can see how that could be a great phase 4 option for everybody. We got lots and lots of hearts going on. Thumbs up, purple hearts. I love it.
It's awesome.
Okay, so now you know that I save my most favorite pictures for the final recipe. And Dee, you had me at lemon bar because this is definitely my definitely kind of like, you know, one of those things that if I have one, I got to have 25. So there you go.
Well, good news for you. This recipe, once again, gluten-free. It is the I'm a real fan of the vanilla drink mix powder. If you know me, it is, I will kind of give you the weird kind of look if you say that you don't like it. It is one of my most favorite Ideal Protein products that I bake with. And of course, certified gluten-free again, so very user-friendly. And it doubles as a crust, and you actually use a little bit of it in the batter. The really cool thing about this square is that you're going to make a kind of like a faux base shortbread, and then you're going to blend up your real lemon juice with a little bit of egg, a little bit of your vanilla drink mix powder, a couple more ingredients, and you simply pour over the base crust and bake it. And so not only is it a super simple recipe, but it is just bursting with lemon flavor. And then I will also, now this is as pictured is a true phase 1. So there's just a little bit of lemon zest on top, but we can also make you a beautiful lemon glaze to drizzle over top. You have to watch your sweeteners. when you are on program. So if you are able to work it into your day, then I would say use it. If you're in maintenance, then I would say definitely use it. So I will include that in the recipe as well. I don't want to be all lectury on everybody about sweeteners, but they are they're great tool to use when you're looking for those holiday baking treats, but we have to be really careful that we are tracking them appropriately along with our, salad dressings, barbecue sauces, things like that. So we don't want to forget about them. So
Yeah, for sure. And that is kind of, I have one more luscious lemon bar picture here. That is one of, the things that we have to be careful with during the season, and especially, between now and Christmas, we have about 21 days. We can, do a quick reboot and still keep losing fat, folks, and keep, being on track to where you want to be, and instead of waiting until January and waiting and waiting and waiting and adding, an extra pound a week so that when you get to the end of the year, you're 5 more pounds up. Just start now and figure out how to incorporate all of these, treats into your day, get that feeling of indulgences, and get to the end of the year even in a better place than you were last year. I know in my Renee's Inner Circle group, we've talked about how making this the final quarter of this year the healthiest end to this decade, and instead of going into the January year in a place of feeling like you're overdone, feel really good about things. So on that note, Dee, I thought we could talk for a minute about getting on track. And this is something that I really struggle with personally is, here I've had a lot of company. And by the way, I'm in maintenance. So, I have a few glasses of champagne, and yep, I had some cheesecake. And, then it's struggling to, and this is more like a maintenance kind of talk here, but for all of those people out there that are just trying to keep it together through the end of the year and not gain weight, maybe you're not in losing mode, what's your advice to do that?
The biggest thing that I am seeing as a trend across the board, whether it doesn't matter if people are doing a keto, if they're doing a maintenance with an exercise program, if they are in true phase 1, what I'm seeing is that people are in the mode of being too busy to eat properly. And that's a huge disaster for anybody in any phase, whether you're losing or maintaining. So this season, everybody's busy, everybody gets crazy busy. So full work days, and then, family or friends or company Christmas party commitments or extra family gatherings because we got to do it over 2 or 3 weekends because everybody can't get together on one, all of those types of things. So one thing that's been happening with my check-ins is it's not so much the deviating or the trigger foods that are the problem. It's just simply saying, you know what, I'm not getting everything in because I've let my days get so crazy. So back to planning and preparing and making sure you have those healthy meals made in your fridge. Because another thing that I really see is that very often when you don't eat your healthy food, then it's easier to turn to the unhealthy choices. And then you don't have room actually for your healthy food on top of the unhealthy choices. So then our nutrition goes completely unbalanced. So it's not like we're eating really healthy meals and then having a little nibble of a treat. We're kind of starving ourselves all day and then crashing or caving into something that we shouldn't eat. And then that keeps us on that really terrible roller coaster. And we all know that this time of the year, exhaustion or fatigue builds up, and so do emotions. And so even though there are lots of wonderful emotions associated with this season, the negative ones can creep their way in too, just because we're undernourished and underrested and we have so many things on our plates. And I know you all can identify how that transfers with bad food choices.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
really does. And I think, the thing I can always be like, I've been here I'm in our desert home. And, I've been here for now 3 weeks, and the first 2 weeks, no problem, and you don't feel it creeping on, and you think you got it together. And so then well, I had one piece of cake. So, maybe if I had maybe I'm okay. And then it just kind of snowballs. And then to get yourself back on track and, having to readjust, and you get on the scale and you're up a few pounds, and then get yourself back in that mindset of getting to the gym. It's cold this time of year, we get busy, we skip the gym. So having a few maybe a little regimen that you do at home, where you do some squats and lunges and sit-ups, and just some things that you can just do 15 minutes or something, but commit to yourself maybe first thing in the morning, last thing at night. So getting a little bit of movement in your body. I know for me, when it's cold, I don't like to go outside and go for a walk. That's a problem I have. So, holding yourself continuously accountability. So it's the amount, it's really consistency that counts. So maybe during the regular part of the year, you would be going to the gym 3 to 5 days a week. If you can get 2 days in, just hold that consistency so that you don't get out of the habit. And making sure, whether you're in maintenance, whether you're in phase 1, that you don't skip your appointments, that you don't make excuses. You don't go, well, I had a bad week, so I'm not going to go this week. I'm going to straighten it out before next week, and then I'll go next week. Let's talk about that for a second, Dee.
Well, I have the perfect example, and I won't name names, but I know that she'll probably be either watching this or she'll be in the replay. And I have a mama-daughter duo right now, and the mom is wildly successful on this program, did a wonderful job reaching her goals, and is doing a little bit of reboot. And she's doing this to help support her daughter that is on the journey. And she had a less than perfect week. And so her prelude to her appointment was, she texted me to say, okay, I know I did a crap job, but I'm committed to supporting my daughter, and I'm going to do better. And instead of skipping, I'm coming to see you, and we're going to get through this. But I just need to tell you that before I come. And it was awesome. It was so awesome. And
That's
we were,
okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
It's
it's
okay.
okay.
And, committed to
Yeah.
herself and committed to doing a good job. And she wants to be a really good role model for her daughter as well. Okay, I didn't have a perfect week, but I'm still going to show up and be committed to seeing it through and sticking the course. So not only is she doing a great job for herself, but I think that's a perfect example for her daughter. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so in maintenance, I think that's the thing sometimes where we go wrong is we don't pull that scale out. We don't get on that scale. Get yourself one of those scales that syncs to your Fitbit, or your, if you have an Ideal Smart Scale, or whatever kind of scale you have, but get something that you can track on your telephone. And I track mine. I do use the Ideal Smart Scale, and so I commit to myself that once a week, every Friday morning, I will get on that scale, whether I want to see it or not. And that's a super key thing, you guys. Is you've got to just see it. The more we see, the more knowledge we have, the better decisions we make. So, if we wait 4 weeks, then we're really dissatisfied. But if we get on that scale, every Friday or whatever your day is, then you can make better decisions. For me, I get on it on Friday, because then I make better decisions over the weekend, because I know I don't have any room to go, folks. I'm not under my goal by 3 pounds. So guess what?
That's
I
awesome.
gotta keep it together, keep it together. So,
Awesome.
those are my thoughts. And on that note, Dee's son is turning 19 today. She's making the family a wonderful birthday dinner. So that's why we're broadcasting a little bit early today. And what did you make, Dee?
Oh, well, we're going to have a meal based around Argentinian shrimp. So,
Oh, wow.
usually we have steak and lobster. And at this time of the year, all the time on his birthday, I can run over to Costco, which is like it's less than two, it's about a mile from my house. And so they usually have the fresh seafoods down there. And then I go buy the whole tenderloin, the AAA tenderloin. I don't know if any of you ever look at those or purchase those, but for my family to feed them steak, that's the only way we really go because it's too expensive. But those loins yesterday, they were at premium pricing, pre-holiday premium pricing. So I bypassed, there was no seafood set up for the first time ever. And I would have had to take out a holiday loan to buy that meat yesterday. So we're going with plan B. So
That's okay. I'm sure it'll taste amazing. I did want to pop up this comment. Wendy says I need to get a better getting on the scale regularly, and we'll start doing that. Okay, Wendy, you and me checking in with each other. That's that's the problem with us coaches. We don't really have anybody to check in with, so we got to have accountability partners too. All right. Well, you have an amazing week and an amazing dinner with your son. And so remember, you guys, if you want those holiday recipes, go ahead and type in the word holiday and you will get a link in your Facebook Messenger. If you would like today's baking recipes, all you have to do is type in the word newsletter and make sure that you are subscribed to our newsletter. It's real simple. They come out every Monday morning. All right, Dee, have a great, great evening and week. And to all of you, stay cool, stay kind, have patience, enjoy this holiday season. We only have 3 weeks left until Christmas, so let's be patient and hold ourselves accountable to others.
Sounds great.
All right.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.